Hello and welcome to the Pearled in Texas podcast. Today is Friday, September 1st, and this is episode 39 and a half. I'm Elizabeth. I am 1/3 of the normal cast of the Pearled in Texas podcast, in case you're new here. We were scheduled to film together today, and I actually started out this morning to San Antonio to go to Carrie's. That's where we were planning to film, and I made it about 17 miles in 2 hours. Apparently there was a horrific accident on I-35 and they shut the highway down. So it took me that long to just get to an exit and get off the highway, which was pretty trying. Melissa had an obligation this afternoon, so by the time I would have made it to Carrie, she would have had to be on her way home. So we decided to keep going with the podcast to try to get an episode out to you. So I'm filming by myself and the two of them filmed an episode together, and we'll put both videos up. I'm not sure how the editing is going to be because I'm not great at editing. So, and I'm not sure which episode is going to be up first, but normally this is, if you're new here, normally this is a fiber related podcast, mainly knitting. We talk about spinning, circular sock machines, crochet, sometimes some quilting. Melissa does some spinning, and just all kinds of yarny goodness. So anyway, like I said, I'm Elizabeth, and I guess let's get started. Hopefully I can entertain you for a bit. So my first finished object is also what I'm wearing, and that's my Mizarina sweater by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitwear. And I did this in Cicero by Malabrigo in the colorway Fuchsia and Pearl. And Cicero is a really nice blend of silk. I think it's 50% silk, 25% merino, and 25% linen. When it blocks out, it's just got really nice drape. It's cool to the touch. So it makes a really nice summer or warm weather garment. I knit this pretty much to pattern, except that I made a couple modifications. I used the standard needle size that it called for, which was a US 2 for the ribbing and a US 4 for the main body. I started knitting a size 2, and I did that all the way through the yoke, and I got a nice fit up here. But then when I tried it on, it felt like the yoke was going to be just a little too short on me. So I ended up knitting a few extra rows. And then when I separated for the sleeves, I actually picked up enough stitches under the arm to be able to jump to the next size up, which was a size 3. And that gave me a really nice fit. I don't like when anything is too tight under my arms, especially with the heat that we deal with here in South Texas. So anyway, overall, I'm very happy with it. The other modification that I did make is there are 2 options in the pattern. You can knit purl bumps in a pattern on the main body, or you can do eyelets. And I started doing the purl bumps, and I just felt with this yarn, with the texture of the yarn, I wasn't gaining much by doing those purl bumps, so I elected to omit them. And then I tried the eyelets, and I just wasn't real happy with that because I felt like I would have had to have worn like a tank under it or something. And with the heat we deal with here in South Texas, I just decided I would rather just be able to wear it by itself. So anyway, I know this pattern's been out for a number of years. A lot of people have made it. It's been in my queue forever. I finally got around to knitting it, and I'm very happy that I finally did do it. So I highly recommend it. And I also highly recommend the yarn. My second finished object is something that I did for Joji Locatelli as part of her Ready for Fall 2 collection, and it is the It Brings You Peace shawl, which is made out of Surrey silk. And I knit this I was a test knitter for Joji. I knit this in the colorway Whisper from Suburban Stitcher, and then the colorway number 20 black from Lana Grossa Set Surrey, which is also a Surrey silk base. Really pretty shawl, simple, but kept your attention at the same time, with the little bit of easy lace and then kind of a break. And then you do a 2-color rib, corrugated rib, I think that's called. Anyway, highly recommend this pattern. Super lightweight, light as air because it's all in that Surrey silk. You could knit it in other yarns as well, but I just really love it. And it's very neutral, so I'm sure I'll get a lot of wear out of this. In fact, I wore it this weekend. I had a wedding this past weekend, and I wore a black dress, and it was actually chilly because it was an outdoor wedding up in northern Michigan. So anyway, highly recommend that. What else do I have for finished objects? So I got a new machine. I think I mentioned in the last podcast that I had ordered a circular hat machine, very similar to my circular sock machine. But this was from the CSM maker, who's out of Germany. So I was waiting for it to come, and it finally did. Instead of cranking this way like you do on the circular sock machine, you actually go around this way. So it's kind of interesting. And there's a lot more needles, and the diameter of the cylinder is larger. So it gives you a really good hat circumference for fingering weight hats. So this was just done out of practice, as my first practice out of some yarn that actually they gave to me. And I basically did a hung hem, and then I just knit up, I don't even know, 100 and some rows. And then at the very end, I eliminated or took out every other needle so that I got a thinner fabric, and then I just drew it all together and cinched it all in together. And it's a cute little beanie hat. And then I did another one, also just practicing, and this, I don't know, some scrap yarn I had, some sock yarn. And again, same thing, hung hem. I did make the hem a little bit longer. I like when it's folded over double and it covers my ear completely. So I was just doing some experimentation. I made this one probably a little shorter, so for me it fits very snug, but I kind of like that sometimes. And then I made another one out of Twisted Owl Fiber Studio Super Sock in the colorway Faux Fetty. And I had made some socks, I think, last year in this yarn, and this was just another skein leftover that I had. And then I used some leftovers as contrast. What I did with this one was let's see, I started with, on the inside with the darker color, and then moved into this lighter color, and then I did the hung hem, and it's kind of cute. I probably should have changed yarn here sooner, but I was just knitting and having fun. But when you can either wear it down like that, and it's very, very slouchy, or you can fold it up, in which case now I'm getting 3 layers of wool. So you got the double layer here from the hung hem, and then the 3rd layer here. So that'll be a very warm hat, and you can wear it so that this, just the little tip there shows. And it's really cute when it's on, fits really nice, blacked out nicely. Very happy with it. So I plan to make some of these and put them in my shop for some of my friends who don't knit, who've been wanting me to put some stuff in my shop for gifts. So that was my hat adventure. And then I cranked a few pair of socks, so actually 2 pair of socks. I had purchased some yarn when last time I was in Michigan, I think in May, and it was the Queensland Collection Perth, which is an Australian superwash wool blend, 80% superwash wool and 20% nylon. And this is the colorway Royal Botanic Gardens, and it gave me, I would call them fraternal twins. So you can see it kind of goes through an ombre effect, and kind of like pink and mauve rose color. So happy with those. Haven't worn them yet, but I will. And then I had a skein of yarn, and I'm not sure. It didn't have any kind of a label on it. I think it was the main skein from one of my advents last year, and I think it might have been from a homespun house, but I'm not 100% sure. But I thought it was more autumnal, so I went ahead the other night and cranked out this pair of socks, and then I used an olive green for the cuff there with a picot edge and a hung hem on my machine. And I use a Earl Bacher Speedster and a 60 stitch, 60 needle cylinder. So that is it for my finished object. I forgot to mention that I finished my mother's Dingley Dell by Isabel Kramer, and here's a picture of her. And what I'm working on now is the, excuse me one second, the zigged sweater from Andrea Mowry, which came out last year. And I just started it, and I actually had ordered this as a kit, which I very rarely order kits, but I just loved everything about it. So I went ahead and ordered the kit, and it's done in Biches and Bouche Le Lamb's wool, which is 100% lamb's wool made in the UK. And the color that came in the kit is medium gray brown, sorry. And then the contrast color, the light color, is light peach. and this rusty color is red brown. So the pattern actually calls for, it's done bottom up, and the pattern actually calls for a split hem. I love the look of a split hem, but I personally just don't like wearing split hems. I don't know, I always feel like part of it sticks up, you know, from sitting down and stuff. So I just prefer just a regular, you know, fully connected rib. So that's what I did. I knit 3 inches, which is what it called for the front, and I just joined in the round, you know, from the cast on and started right away. So yeah, so now I think the next part of it will just be knitting stockinette up to the sleeve separation, and then I think there's this color work is repeated at the top and then on the arms. So going pretty quick. It's worsted weight, so I should get that done pretty quick. So that's what I'm working on. That's really the only thing I have in process right now. I tend to be somewhat of a monogamous knitter, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but anyway, what else? I have some acquisitions. I know this tends to turn some people off, but I'm going to show it. If you want to tune out, that's fine. It's about all I have to talk about right now. I received this as a gift, and I don't think I've showed it last time. One of my really good friends went to Alaska, and she got this yarn that's 50% bison and 50% silk, and it's by the Kivik group, Bison Kivik group. And this colorway is 14 multi. I'm not sure, but it's like blue and rose. And if I did show, and gray, if I did show this last time, I'm sorry for repeating it. I just didn't remember if I did or not. And it came with a pattern called the Carla Pearl 1, which is a really beautiful scarf. So I'm gonna knit that. And I ordered a skein of self-striping stock yarn from Yarn Cafe Creations, and the colorway Summer Fling, which is really pretty, kind of neon-y and brown, which I love. I love the juxtaposition of the neons and the brown. So that came. And then I ordered a skein of sock yarn from Suburban Stitcher in her colorway Sparkle for the People, which was what she did for SSK event. And it's really pretty, new, kind of a gray beige with lots of fun neon and colorful speckles throughout. So that'll probably be, I don't know if I'm going to do a hat or socks with that. I haven't decided. I don't know. It may sit in my stash for a while. I just thought it was pretty. And then I also got two skeins from Miss Babs that I had ordered. One is the Golden Anniversary color, and this is on the Putnam base, which is 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, and it's 400 yards per 110 grams. That's interesting. Anyway, I got two colors. One is Golden Anniversary and the other is Dark Adobe. So I'm not sure what those are going to be, but definitely my colors. So what else? I went, as I said, I've been on vacation. I went out of town for a family wedding up in Suttons Bay, which is near Traverse City, Michigan. So that was a lot of fun. My parents and I flew in. Well, we actually had a really bad time with the travel. Truth be told, we were taking an early morning flight and we were just getting ready to leave for the airport, and I picked up my phone to head out the door, and I got a text message from Delta Airlines that our flight was canceled. And not only was our flight canceled, but they rebooked us right away, which was good, except they booked me on one flight, my parents on another flight. I was going through Atlanta, they were going through JFK in New York, and they don't do well traveling by themselves because they're getting older and get confused easily. And I was like, no, that's not happening. And we were going to be landing like 4 hours apart from each other, and I had already rented the car and it was in my name, and it was just a disaster. So we ended up going and staying in a hotel just 10 miles from our house in Austin, and we got on the next flight in the next morning, which was at 5:30. So anyway, it was an adventure. We get to the airport, and the reason the flight was canceled was the Detroit Metro had, I think they got like 7 inches of rain in 90 minutes or something. It was a crazy amount of rain, and the one of the pumps under the tunnel at the airport, at the terminal, failed, and the airport, well, numerous highways flooded. The airport terminal part of the terminal flooded, and the tunnel was completely flooded, and that's how you get in and out by car to the terminal. So they had to shut down, and I think they canceled all the flights until late that evening or something. So it was a disaster. Anyway, the next morning we got there, our flight got out okay, we got there, but there were no rental cars. A lot of the cars had been flooded, and even though I had pre-rented and I actually had prepaid and everything, they just were swamped, and it was like a 3-hour wait to get a car. I finally got through to someone who helped me out and got a vehicle for us. They tried to give us an electric vehicle, and I just was like, no, we're going up north in Michigan. I don't know where charging stations are. I can't do that, not with my parents. So they finally found us a normal gas-powered car, and we were on our way. But anyway, good thing about the trip is that I was up, like I said, near Traverse City, Sutton Bay area. The help was at a place called Black Star Vineyard. So it was really a beautiful setting at the vineyard, and they had a farm, some animals and things. It was really nice. On Saturday morning, I had a little bit of time, and I was able to go to Cedar, Michigan, which was about 15 minutes away or 20 minutes away. And I was able to go to Wool and Honey, which has been on my list of yarn shops to visit for a long time. So I was really happy to go there. I did pick up a couple things. One is a sock set. I think it was from their November 2022. And it's the 6 and 7 fiber sock set club, and it's called the light we're given, and it's a really pretty beige with these like rust and brown and peachy speckles, and then a contrasting mini. So that's going to be a sock set of socks that I'll make. I think I'll probably use this to hand knit something, maybe from 52 Weeks of Sock book or something. And then I got 4 skeins of Big Bad Wool from Wepaka, which is 50% washable merino, 50% baby alpaca, and it's 95 yards per 50 grams. And I got the colorway Canoe, which is a brown, the colorway Ashes, which is a very pale gray, and then the colorway Violet, which is a purple, and the colorway Fruit Loop, which is a kind of neon-y pinky coral color. And I don't know, I just like that combination. Not sure what I'll do with it. Maybe some kind of a colorwork hat or a cowl. It's really soft, so I'm excited to knit with it. Just not sure what I'll make. It's probably a hat or a cowl, like I said, but not sure which. And who knows, it may be a few years before I end up knitting it, but I just loved it. The other thing I got through that I was really excited about is I always look for local dyed stuff or locally spun yarn, whatever. This was called Northern Dreams Alpaca, which is from Michigan. And it's the colorway Fawn, and it's their 2-ply alpaca. And it's 50% alpaca and 50% merino. And yeah, it's a 2-ply fingering weight, and I got 2 skeins of this. I can't remember how many yards it was, but it should be a sweater quantity basically. And then I got some Spin Cycle dyed in the wool, which is a sport weight. And I got this color Castaway, and then I got 2 skeins of Shades of Earth. And so I'm planning to do a sweater. I really liked this together, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough of this. I might be able to get another skein. Otherwise, I'll either use my 2 skeins of this one or both. I don't know. It depends on what pattern I choose. I may just make up something. I don't know. Can't decide. But anyway, those are fun. And then they had this other skein yarn that was just beautiful, and it was just the only skein there. And it is Cashmere People's yarn, and it's 100% Cashgora, spun by Sharifa. And it's spinners from northern Tajikistan. I don't know. And so it's, anyway, really special yarn. It's, like I said, 100% hand spun Cashgora in the colorway Dusk, and it's a fingering weight, 364 yards. And it's this beautiful rosy, kind of leaning brown, but mostly rosy mauve color. So I got that. And then I had a day down in Lower Michigan by myself. I went to Ann Arbor, Michigan, which I used to work in Ann Arbor for years. And I went to the yarn store called Spun, which is in Carytown in Ann Arbor. Really cute store. Their logo's so cute. And I got this really cute bag, Knitting in the Mitten. This is the Lower Peninsula of Michigan, and on the back is the Upper Peninsula, which I think is really cute. It's got nice leather handles. So I got that. I also picked up this cute bag from Emma Ball, and it's called Other Woolies designed by Emma Ball from the UK. And it's just a cute little zipper pouch with llamas and sheep with scarves. So I thought it was really super cute. And then it's got lined in this cute knit stitch fabric. So I use that like a sock bag. And then I got a couple skeins of some fun yarn. I got from the Knitterly things. I got the Vesper sock yarn in Classic Sock, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. It's 400 yards and it is self-striping, and the colorway is called Woodsy. And it's orange and like an olivey, light olivey green and brown and like a natural color or white color. I think that'll make some really cute fall socks. And then I got Kim Dye's yarn. The skein was calling to me. It's called Moody Forest, and it's the sourdough sock. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, 400 yards per 100 grams. And this is definitely dark olive, a little bit of like peach color, and some brighter green tones, and some brown, almost into a black brown color. And I think that's going to be a really beautiful pair of socks as well. And then the last thing I got there was a skein also from Knitterly Things, and that's a Michigan dyer, by the way. The Vesper sock yarn and Classic Sock, and this is the colorway Hail to the Victors, which is from the University of Michigan. So go blue, that's my team. So I had to support this self-striping maize and blue yarn. So I'm pretty excited with football season starting this weekend for college. I'm pretty excited to knit this up. I might do that actually maybe tonight, I don't know. So that's what I got. I had a great time at both of the stores. When I was at Wool and Honey, it was on Saturday, and they were having a knit group there. So I sat down and chatted with a couple of ladies for a little bit and knit a few rows on, actually on this sweater. So that was fun. The other thing that I got, my dear friend, I had one of my friends had another friend of mine over for dinner, and my dear friend Julie has a cookie company, and her cookie company is called Julie's Cookie Art, and she is out of Dexter, Michigan. Here's her card. And she does just absolutely beautiful sugar cookies. And I've ordered cookies from her before, but she actually made these as a surprise for me. And she took my logo, Cozy Sky Co., and literally made these little cookies. And she gave me a box full of them, packaged so nicely in a box with black and white checked ribbon. It just looks so pretty. She even got like the O, which is a skein of yarn. She even did that much detail. And I don't know if you can tell on here, it's probably not coming through, but there's like edible glitter on it. So it's sparkly. They're so cute. And her cookies are not only beautiful, but they are delicious. And anyway, so if you're looking for cookies, I highly recommend her business. Like I said, Julie's Cookie Art out of Dexter, Michigan, and she does ship too. So, but she does a lot of work for the University of Michigan. She was an event planner there. She's retired now, but she does a lot of work for their tailgate parties and graduations and different things like that. So, and then she does for small events, kids' birthday parties, things like that, bridal showers, all kinds of fun stuff. So she's definitely very talented in the cookie world. What else? Oh, I also, two other things, sorry. I had ordered some good wool from Pearl Soho in the colorway Red Prune and Dark Spruce. And I got a sweater quantity of both. I want to knit the Traveler, which is that hoodie by Andrea Mowry, and I can't decide which color to make. So maybe y'all can help me out. If you could comment below and let me know which color you think I should make. I just want like a really cute hoodie to wear around. I don't know, when I travel and I'm on airplanes, I always get so cold. I thought it would be a fun sweater to have. I like both colors. I don't have really either one of these in a solid sweater, so I don't know, let me know, and then I'll make a decision and get started. I know it's going to take me a while to knit that sweater because it's, I think it's sport weight, but it's a lot of knitting. The hood itself is like knitting a whole sweater from what I've read in the notes in Ravelry, so, but I do want it, so. Other than that, not much has been happening, just busy with work. I was, happy to have a few days off. The last time I took anywhere over like 2 or 3 days off in a row, I was at Christmas time last year and I got COVID and was sick the whole time. So I was happy not to get sick this time and to be able to get to Michigan and have that time there. I saw my brother and sister-in-law and a couple of my friends, like I said. The wedding was really beautiful. My great nephew was there and he's so funny. He calls me Great Lizzie instead of Great Aunt Lizzie. He just calls me Great Lizzie. And his name is Jack. I call him Jack of all trades. So he's really cute. I got to spend some time with him. And the last day I had breakfast with him, which was really fun. Other than that, I kicked off my pet project bags. I was able to paint, had the opportunity to paint a bag for someone, for a black pug named Gracie, who was so adorable, and her owner Kelly sent me pictures and we emailed back and forth and messaged each other, and it was a lot of fun going through that process. And I think she was happy with the bag. She posted it on Instagram, and so that was just tickled me to be able to do that. And I'm starting to get some fall bags done and also a few holiday bags. So I'll be getting those in the shop soon. I did also change my shipping on Etsy so that you get free shipping for orders over $35 for domestic shipping. So hopefully that will help some people out. I know it's always nice to get free shipping. So, and I've been putting a lot of stitch stoppers. I've been addicted to these stitch stoppers, and I've been putting a lot of them in my shop. So if you haven't checked them out and you just want to look at them, there's a lot of fun things, really cute. But I thought I'd show you a couple of those for Halloween that's coming up. I have these cute gnomes. So I am offering a set of a purple and an orange together. So you get one of each. And then this is the little skeleton head and a jack-o'-lantern. So you get one of each for those. And another set of gnomes I have for Halloween. A purple with the jack-o'-lantern and then a gray with the jack-o'-lantern. I think they're so cute. You get one of each of those. And let's see some other fun ones. These are cute little turkeys for Thanksgiving, which I think are adorable. Those. And then just some other, oh, here's one more fall one, which I ordered these, and I'm pairing them as a cute set of a squirrel and an acorn, which I thought was really cute. And I got these cute corgis with the rose in his mouth. Let's see, I got some rubber duckies. These aren't on needles, but they're really cute little rubber duckies. I know Darlene from Bags by Awesome Granny wanted these, so I got some for her. And cute koala bears. Let's see what else. These cute little gerbils or hamsters. You get a gray one and a brown one in the set, which are super cute. And these cute little woodchucks or hedgehogs. I guess they're hedgehogs. They're super cute. I got some cute new cowboy boots. So they're fun cow print with red and blue. Very fun and Texas-y. I got these cute little clouds that are so adorable with a little star like in the cloud's hair, I guess, and a little smile. I think they're super cute. I don't know why, I'm just so drawn to these things. So, and these cute, fun roller skates, these remind me of like being a kid. So I thought those were fun. And then these I Woof You for the dog lovers out there. And these little teddy bears, which are so cute. And then the other cute ones I got, which I have multiple colors of these, and they're listed as different colored sets. I think I have purple and gray and mint, turquoise, and pink. This is the mint and pink set. And they're really cute. They're like a spool of thread or a spool of yarn. Good for makers. And then I got some naughty ones. So don't mean to offend anyone, but these cracked me up. I won't say it out loud, but they're in the shop. Anyway, I thought those were fun. If you are in need of any stitch stoppers or you want to have some fun with your knitting, they actually work really well. You can they fit almost every size of needle and keep your knitting safe when it's in your bag and stuff. Plus, just, I don't know, always makes me laugh when I pull my knitting out and I see these cute little things on there. So I think they're almost all of them are under $6, so they're pretty inexpensive. But anyway, I guess that's it. Yeah, I go back to work on Tuesday, so I still have a few more days off. My parents come back from the airport tomorrow. I have to actually pick them up in the morning. So it's been nice. I've had a couple days at home by myself. I came back a little bit early, and spent times with my dogs. And yeah, so that's about it. And I have a busy fall coming up. So we're going to try to podcast again in a couple weeks together. And then in October, we're going to probably... Well, we are participating in the 50 Fabulous Knits Knit-a-thon, which I think it's October 1st. And we're going, I think it's on Saturday morning. I'll let you know for sure. We'll post on Instagram. But we're going to try to go live, which we've never done before. So hopefully we can do that. We're going to do a test run. If we can't manage it, then we'll pre-record and we'll release it during our time slot. But that should be fun. Pia Trans from 50 Fabulous Knits always hosts a nice 24-hour event and has different podcasters from all over the world in time slots, so you can watch them and enjoy your 24 hours of knitting or however long you participate in it. So other than that, I think that's about it. Hopefully this was okay with me by myself. If you found anything that you liked or you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up. And as always, if you don't mind sharing our podcast with your friends, we'd appreciate it. We're still trying to grow the channel, we're trying to get to 1,000. We're still stuck at 750 for subscribers. Not that it really matters, because it doesn't, but and we will never monetize our channel. That is not our goal. So you never have to worry about that. I'll always get good content that we can bring. We're going to try, like I think last time we said, we're going to try to do some shorter videos in between. I did post a video on my circular sock machine, kind of showing my process, and I think people enjoyed it. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, you could do that as well. It's in our video playlist there. So otherwise, I hope everyone is enjoying this final weekend of summertime and is getting excited for fall. Love to know what y'all are going to be knitting for fall. It just seems like we went from April to September in a blink of an eye. So, okay, well, that's it. Take care and happy making, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.